bring in our political editor, Andrew Clennell, for all the latest in politics today. So a few different things, pre-budget, which we'll get to in a moment, but detainees, there's more movement in that space today. A couple of people picked up in PNG. The Prime Minister heading to Perth. What's he going to announce there?
Well, he's on about the budget made in Australia and renewable energy and that sort of thing. But I mean, he's going to get hit surely with questions on this Ninette Simons case. It's been on the front of the West Australian and the front of the TV news is there for a week or so. And we've had this report, which was interesting yesterday essentially from the coalition, this dissenting Senate report into the latest legislation they're trying to bring in to try to solve this problem, I guess. It actually says the government's policy or legislation is too harsh, it's too punitive to just lock up everyone for a year if they won't go home. But, it's almost become a game of chicken now. Are they prepared to negotiate with the opposition? This all takes place in budget week, so it'll be a major story in budget week to get this legislation through, which I think will solve all these detainees coming out. One of the provisions is just to ban people coming in from certain countries if countries don't take back the detainees they want to remove, or they say that could really discriminate and affect diasporas, and they need more safeguards is really the dominant finding of that committee. But will the coalition in the end, so they look hard as well, just kind of roll over and pass it? I think that's far from certain. That's the government's view. It just is an issue which seems to go on and on. And in WA, it's a real problem because of that crime. And WA, if they lose 4 seats, they're a minority.
Any scoops today on what Jim Chalmers is going to come up with next week?
Well, I did my best yesterday. Look, I mean, basically I said he's going to extend the energy bill relief for a year, pass the election happily. That's for low-income earners. But that I don't know if it's going to be the full 500 amount because he hasn't got agreement from the states they're going to match it. He put up 250 a year, they put up 250. The other thing I'm certain he's going to do is increase the Commonwealth rent assistance. So they did that by 15% last year. I reckon he's going to do that next Tuesday night as well. But there's not much else he can do because if anyone gave him an excuse to have a boring budget, it was Michelle Bullock yesterday, right?
Yeah, so he's got cover on that.
He's got cover, but I don't think he naturally likes it. I mean, Jim likes to, build up his profile. So he likes to say people are under the pump and he's helping them. Rather than give the speech and say, "Oh, sorry, I can't help you because of inflation."
He does say that.
Look, I mean, don't forget though, we have got a massive tax cut if you put it across the population coming our way. But I think the hope really was, Pete, that by now inflation would have come down enough that would have been perfectly timed. And now it seems that's just not the case.
It's not ready.
Instead, it's ready to feed it.
Yeah.
So, oh man, what an issue. Look. Essentially, whether you like it or not, and I've been watching these unemployment figures every month, if unemployment doesn't go above 4, we're stuck. That they need that to happen for the economy to tank enough that we get a rate cut.
Yeah.
Every time you see an unemployment figure with a 3 in front of it, it's actually bad news, if you can believe that.
I know what you mean, and it's true. Yeah. So we watch closely. Andrew, thank you.